Okay, let's talk about our relationships. Specifically that subtle, kind of hollow feeling that can creep in. It's that gap between feeling truly deeply connected and just feeling functional. So, I want to start with a question, and I want you to really just sit with it for a second. In the relationships that matter most to you, are you loved or are you just useful? I know, it's a tough one to even think about, but it's so, so important. Sometimes this isn't a slow burn discovery. It's not like a lightning bolt, a single sharp moment of clarity. There's this idea of Mara's realization that just nails it perfectly. It's that sudden, kind of painful aha moment when you realize your place in someone's life might be more about what you provide them than who you actually are. And a moment like that, it can change absolutely everything. So let's break this down, right? First things first, we've got to understand the critical difference between being useful and being loved. Because honestly, on the surface, they can look pretty similar. But at their core, they are worlds apart. Okay, so first let's talk about utility, being useful. What does that really mean? It means your value is tied directly to your actions. You're the one who always shows up to help move, the problem solver, the reliable friend. Your worth in that relationship is basically measured by the services you provide and the needs you're meeting. And then you have being loved, which is just fundamentally different. Here, your value is intrinsic. It's about your essence, your personality, your weird quirks, your very being. It has literally nothing to do with what you can do for someone. You're valued simply because you're you. And this is where it gets crystal clear for me. See, being useful, it's transactional, it's conditional. The minute you can't fill that need, well, your value kind of drops. But being loved, that's relational, it's unconditional. It's about someone seeing your soul, not just your function. And that's the key here. Being needed is not the same thing as being loved, not even close. So, what's the real harm in all this? What's the big deal with just being useful? Well, when that's the only thing a relationship is built on, it comes at a huge personal cost. There's this powerful metaphor for it that really, really stuck with me, the shrinking self. This, this just gets right to the heart of it. Think about this for a second. If you fill every empty space in others' lives, the fallout from that is you eventually grow smaller. See, while you're busy expanding to fill up everyone else's life, your own space, your own needs, your passions, your identity, it starts to shrink. You pour so much of yourself out that there's just less of you left for you. Okay, so we've kind of laid out the problem, but how do you actually figure out where you stand in your own life? Let's get into some real tools for self-reflection, some questions to help you find your own truth in all this. All right, time to get honest with ourselves. Just look at these questions. Think about when your phone rings. Is it usually because they need a favor, or is it just to connect? Do these people in your life actually know what you're passionate about, what you're scared of? Or do they just know your skill set? Do they celebrate your wins? And maybe the biggest one of all, is the support you're constantly giving out ever coming back to you? The patterns in these answers, they'll tell you a lot. At the end of the day, this is really what it all boils down to. Being loved isn't about what you provide. It's about being seen. It's when someone cherishes the authentic you, flaws and all, completely separate from any function you might serve in their life. So I'm going to leave you with one last kind of provocative question. It's a scary one for sure, but it might just be the most revealing. If you decided to stop filling the space, to pull back a little and focus on yourself for a while, what would happen? Who would stick around? The answer to that, well, it might just tell you everything you need to know.